Hey everyone, welcome back to Week Ahead Astrology Breakdown. I'm Matthew Alber with Stillwater Alchemy, and of course, this week we are integrating, following through with the energies that came with that Aries full moon last week. So, one thing I will say, I hosted a live full moon gathering. It was phenomenal. And I wanted to give some of the general themes that came up during that session so that it may help those of you also integrating that full moon. Number one, and it was even interesting because right before I recorded or pressed record on this, I kept going like this. It was like this was itchy. And I'm like, oh, that's my third eye. And I kept going like that almost to like clean it. And trusting your intuition was coming through very strongly during that live moon gathering. So if you've gotten succinct downloads or things that may scare you, push you out of your comfort zone, make you feel like you're crazy, you are not crazy. These downloads are meant for you for a reason. And ensuring that you have proper support or people that speak this language, so to speak, that you can have a sounding board. Because when you're getting all these downloads or when things are coming up or when you feel like you're being asked to do something that might be very intense or will take a lot of work or a lot of time or a lot of money or a lot of all of the above, it's nice to have that additional support and someone understands you as you navigate this process. So trust your intuition, ensuring you have the right community or relationships to support you. And a really big thing of forming this new identity. I talked about that during the Aries Full Moon workshop. It's available on this YouTube channel. I'll post the link below. But there's something that shifted with this full moon, given that Mars is a ruling planet over Aries. This was an Aries full moon. So taking that energy of what am I not passionate about, what is not working, what needs to shift, and releasing it to then forge a new identity. And as we emerge into October, yes, it is October already, there is that energy that we are moving forward into the eclipse season, which means that there is a lot of portal-like energy, new beginnings, grand endings that are going to be taking place. So sit with this energy. If you haven't had time for yourself to just see what your body is saying, Aries is very immediate, it's very strong, it's very passionate. The moon can rule over our body, our emotions, our relationship with our mother. So there is likely a lot that either came to the surface or just needs to be released. So please take that into consideration as we start the week. So let's dive in, shall we? So right off the start, we have this beautiful Moon-Uranus conjunction, Moon exalted in Taurus. And if you're watching this on Sunday night in your time zone, just also a reminder too that we have this really fertile, abundant Moon-Jupiter aspect as well. So Sunday moving into Monday, we're still in this beautiful energy where there's a lot of potential. And we even see this as well with this Grand Earth Trine, Moon, Uranus in Taurus, Mercury, and its most powerful placement in Virgo, and then Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. This is money moves. This is stability. This is you setting up these structures to receive more love, support, money, accomplishments, whatever it is you're wanting. So please, 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 like I said at the start, trust your intuition, know where you're being guided. Even if you feel like your intuition is off, one, cleansing your vessel. If you have Sage, Palo Santo, if you know Reiki, if you haven't received Reiki in a while, that could also be something you put on your to-do list. But you can also just envision your third eye and almost taking like a velvet or a purple cloth, visualizing this and just wiping your third eye just to remove any gunk or any mist or any cloudiness. That way we're just ensuring that whatever we feel, whatever we are sensing, we are moving forward in that direction and we are seeking out that type of communication, correspondence, and opportunity. We also have the moon making that square to Venus and a sextile to Neptune. So there's a lot going on in terms of your dreams, pleasure, opportunity. This is a day, and even moving into Tuesday, to shoot your shot, to get the correspondence off the ground, especially with this Mercury-Pluto trine. There could be a lot of correspondence, there could be a lot of ideas, there could be a lot of productivity that is available to you. One thing I think with Mercury, of course, communication, our mindset, new power. And that lends very well with new identity that came through with that Aries full moon. And of course, us now following through into eclipse season. So just be mindful of that there's going to be a lot going on, and to ensure that your energy is aligned with the right frequency, the energy of your relationships is aligned with the right frequency, and anything that is not in alignment can fall off, or you just don't give as much time to it, and just see how your energy shifts by spending more time in alignment versus what is not in alignment. Because Monday, very, very strong day across the board. Tuesday, Moon in Gemini, making this beautiful trine to the Sun in Libra. Like I said, great day for correspondence, communications, contract, deals, legalities. Beautiful energy here. We also have the Moon coming off of that separating square to Saturn. So this could also be pretty much Tuesday across the board, no matter what time zone you're in, of just feeling the need to focus. This is also a day too where you want to be a master of your mind and not have your mind be the master of you. You want to control your emotional response. You want to reflect and see what is coming to the surface emotionally, cerebrally. But this could also be a great time to verbal affirmations, writing in a journal, speaking to a coach, a therapist, a mentor, if you need that support, even reaching out to a relationship, a friendship, a family member to help you get grounded. Okay. Now, last thing, if I didn't emphasize that enough on Tuesday, social media, marketing, correspondence, these are all good days, especially now because we see this exact trine between Mercury and Pluto. And you could also be receiving a lot of offers or correspondence, but there's someone that you want to promote if you run a business, if there's someone that you want to connect with, whether it's personal, professional, Tuesday is a phenomenal day to do it. Okay. And we also see this Mars South Node conjunction that also goes exact on Wednesday. So this is just something to note if you have heavy Libra placements in and around that 20 to 27 degree. If you have cardinal placements in and around 20 to 27 degrees, so we're talking Libra, Aries, Cancer, Capricorn, that's something may be released. Mars can also represent injury and illness. So it could also be something that is painful that is being released, something that is not aligned or balanced being released. This could also be a job for some people being released. And I mean, like I said, we're now in eclipse season, so things are going to end. And you can also, this is a bit more intermediate or advanced, but on Tuesday and Wednesday, looking to the houses in your natal chart ruled by Scorpio and Aries, because Scorpio and Aries are ruled by Mars. So there might be themes of those houses that are being released or recalibrated. If you have questions on that, let me know in the comments and I'll try and get back to them before Tuesday, Wednesday. Now, a big thing on Wednesday is that the moon is kind of making this T-square with Mercury and Neptune. It's also Mercury's last day in Virgo before it moves into Libra, which is, again, interesting, right? Because once Mercury goes into Libra, it's also going to be joining the Sun and Mars. So there's likely something that's going to be released for then new correspondence, new ideas, new communication once Mercury goes into Libra. So Wednesday, Thursday, there's going to be transition. There's going to be change going on. One thing is here that this may be overwhelming, or this may be very emotional with the moon making a square to Neptune and with Mercury. It might seem like you're all over the place, or you might be on the receiving end of a lot of this change or a lot of upheaval. So ensuring that you're getting grounded. I mean, that's why I said on Tuesday, right? If you have time to connect and use your words, so you're not living in your head, you're bringing it down to your body. That's very key on Wednesday as well. I wouldn't also, like, this is just coming if you like enjoy certain beverages or enjoy indulging in certain things, perhaps not doing that on Wednesday, just so you are clear-headed, because this is very easy to be swept away, right? Whenever we have a hard aspect with Neptune, it can be very easy for one thought or one post or one news story to just cause you to spiral. And we're even talking about a moon in an air sign, Neptune in a water sign, so it can be like that whirlwind or a whirlpool that you just get sucked in. And then with Mercury there, thankfully it's in a strong position, but we don't want ourselves to be starting off on the wrong foot on Wednesday. So this would also be if you could do some yoga or walking in nature just to ground yourself that would be ideal. Given that Mercury is in its very strong dignity in Virgo, let's use the earth element to our advantage, okay? The one thing here is that while this Mars South Node conjunction is happening, we also have the moon making that trine to Mars. So that's what I'm saying. If we can use this energy in a more momentous, assertive, powerful way, you might be able to make great strides on Wednesday. Or you might also be someone to help another person in your life get rebalanced or refocused. So if you are a healer, or if you're a boss or a leader or a parent, you might be putting out fires. Literally, I feel like that's a good terminology here. Mars South Node is like putting out fires, helping people relieve pain. And that goes into what I talked about on like Monday, Tuesday is a great day to promote, to put yourself out there. And this could also be from a business standpoint too, if you're pitching yourself or if you're applying for agents or managers or scholarships, grants, why you are doing what you are doing, how this is going to help people, how this is going to relieve pain or anxiety or help the collective. Wednesday, given that Wednesday is ruled by Mercury, Mercury is at the aeronetic degree, the critical degree of 29, you are able to show how you are helping people to heal, to relieve certain energies. So obviously a lot, very energetically charged on Wednesday, but there's a lot of strength and a lot of power that can be mined and cultivated here. And last thing here, the moon is making that applied sextile to Venus. So there's opportunities to connect. There's opportunities for love and opportunities to blossom. And pretty much all week, and this is piggybacking off the Aries full moon, if you're in alignment, if you're forging that new identity, if you're listening to your intuition, this will all be second nature. It's not going to catch you off guard. You're just going to see it externally and then know how you can respond and react if you so choose. Now, Thursday, completely different vibe because Mercury has now entered Libra. So this is also nice too in terms of legalities or in terms of relationships or in terms of you just feeling more balanced and grounded. We can now see that we have 3 planets and the South Node in Libra. So lots of activation in the Libra ruled part of your natal chart, okay? One thing is here that we have the moon in Cancer on Thursday, which is great. The moon is in its home sign. We also have the moon making that beautiful trine to Saturn. So there's going to be structure, discipline, or just maybe you feeling more emotionally regulated, emotionally grounded, which is really nice. We also have the moon making a square to Mercury. So given that the moon and Mercury are in cardinal signs, cardinal initiates something, there might be something that you have to do in terms of initiating a conversation or initiating maybe something with legal or a contract or a lease that you're starting the process. It might push you out of your comfort zone. Oh, and actually for some of you, it might be moving or you're thinking about moving or you're moving for a job or you're moving homes or you want to look for a new apartment or you want to buy something because that would be very Saturnine, right? You're moving for a new permanent structure, but it might be challenging or difficult for the Cancer moon who likes what she likes and she wants to build that home and she wants to build that stability. But Mercury in Libra is like, there's better opportunities to rebalance herself. So that might be for some of you. Or buying property, or this could also even be to hiring people. So if you're needing support, whether it's hiring a contract, whether it's extending to get more resources from people or looking into different subordinates or employees or people that you want to be around or even people you just want to hire in terms of like a coach, a mentor, a trainer, that could all be happening on Thursday. Yes, and I also want to bring up that the moon is making a wide applying sextile to Jupiter, right? Jupiter is retrograde, so it's moving backwards. So there's strong mutual reception here, given that the moon is exalted in Taurus, Jupiter is exalted in Cancer. So this is one of those energies too, where you want to tune yourself, given that Thursday is ruled by Jupiter, to a high frequency, to a feeling of luxury, to a feeling of support. So even if you're not hiring or if you're not moving, this could be a time where you visualize receiving beautiful support, visualizing being around very powerful people, maybe listen to a podcast or watching something where it's a influential person or a spiritual guru or someone that you really connect with. There could also be a lot of generosity that's had on Thursday, or maybe you're applying for a trainer and there's a promotion or a discount, or you get a really good deal, or you're just very attuned and productive. Don't allow insecurities or don't allow a lack of momentum to stop you on Thursday. There's going to be lots that's going on that's meant to propel you to set new structures, which is quite nice given that Tuesday and Wednesday we had that moon in Gemini facing different aspects. This is definitely a new start, a new chapter with both the moon and Mercury in cardinal signs. You're definitely going to feel a shift and a momentum on Thursday, especially in this Libra ruled part of your chart. Okay. Now, Friday, we have the moon still in really nice aspect to Jupiter, but now she's making that applied trine to Neptune while also making a square to the sun. So we're also in this third quarter moon phase, right? So there is a need to be authentic. There's a need to follow your own path. There's also this energy too, where your intuition might really be going off, or there might be this creative surge. What's coming through intuitively is don't lose momentum. Do not allow old stories or old paradigms to get the better of you. We also have the moon making this opposition to Pluto retrograde, right? So this can be emotional. However, when we're talking about Pluto, it's meant to create this power shift either way. So you can determine who and what you give your power to on Friday. If you're able to tap into this creative, intuitive space, then it's likely that you're not going to be knocked off balance and that you're going to use this Pluto opposition to empower yourself and to ascend. It's kind of like a phoenix rising moment. And for some of us, it might be that Tuesday, Wednesday, where it feels like you're combusting to then emerge anew Thursday, Friday. And also because the moon is making that wide applying square to Mars as well. Just be mindful of your stomach, your legs. Don't eat any weird things. Don't stress eat. Try not to, right? Like making sure that you're feeding yourself nutritious things so that your energy doesn't wane or that you being sluggish or lethargic is getting in the way of you progressing. Now, Saturday, this exact opposition is going to be occurring with Pluto. So like I said before, it might be a lot of emotions. There could be a lot going on. So just be mindful of that. Friday night, of course, dreams are likely to be very prevalent as you sleep, given this exact trine to Neptune. And with this sextile to Uranus being activated as we have the square to Mars, just be cautious of your emotions, emotional outbursts, but also to like the emotional fuel. It's like when you do, and we're talking about positive aspects now to Neptune. I've talked about this before in content where it's like a great song or you connect with a loving person for 5 minutes, this energy that it doesn't take a lot to shift your energy. On Saturday and Friday, it won't take a lot to shift your energy either way. So ensuring that maybe you don't go on social media. Also Wednesday too, be careful of social media or external distractions. But if you can place yourself in beautiful alignment, beautiful energy, beautiful spaces, especially Friday, Saturday, you're likely to see a phenomenal shift because Neptune's energy is very porous. It can dissolve boundaries. And we already have the moon in a water sign anyway. So we want to ensure that our heart and our emotions and our environment are supporting us. And this might also be an opportunity as well on Saturday for some of us where we understand that certain environments, certain relationships, or certain things in our life are not in alignment, that they are taking our power, that we are around energy vampires. We're not doing that anymore. So just be open to breakthroughs and divine miracles every day, but especially on Saturday. There's a lot being activated here. And then Sunday, the moon is in Leo, which is nice because we have this co-presence between Venus. Later on in the day on Sunday, depending on your time zone, Venus will move into Virgo. So we'll talk about that more next week. But moon making a square to Jupiter, moon in a really nice aspect, co-presence to Venus. I would enjoy yourself. We also have the moon making nice sextiles to Mercury and the sun. So have fun, go out, enjoy yourself, plan a cute date or to connect with loved ones on Sunday. Your homework on Sunday is just to have fun. This is literally the perfect day to do so, or a self-care day, whatever it is for you, whatever your version of fun is, Sunday is the day to do so. All right. Boom. So for our astrology question of the week, it comes from Brandy Page 4018. Hey, Brandy, I have a question. respectfully and generally speaking, if you have been following an astrologer for a long time, you can see their energy is often scattered. Would you still continue to do their workshops and meditations, or would you wait till they took care of themselves? Is it okay to let someone whose energy isn't grounded to lead you into meditation? I feel like this could be a conflict of interest. Thank you. I'll use this question as a jumping off point. It doesn't even need to be just an astrologer. There is a lot of people now, as spirituality and astrologer gets more and more popular, that are leading workshops, that are holding space, that are creating containers. Even self-help coaches, life coaches, business gurus, a lot of them will do meditations, right? To ground in before they have their seminar, their workshop, their masterclass, whatever it may be. One thing that comes to mind when reading that question is trust. Do you trust that the person who is holding space for you is aligned? If someone's energy is frenetic and scattered and yours is not, and you can sense that and you don't trust that you're in capable care, would that make any sense? To continually go back to them if you feel like it's not aligned. And it doesn't mean that it's worse or better. It just means that that energy, and this question, it was about them needing to take some time to take care of themselves. So if you know that for a fact, if you have a personal relationship with them, like if they are your personal astrologer, if they're your personal coach, of course, have that conversation just to make sure that everything is good to go and that you feel safe being held and cared by them in whatever capacity. But if it's someone general that you don't know, that you're choosing to do their workshops, masterclasses, meditations, whatever it may be, trust your intuition. That's been a constant theme just throughout this week ahead breakdown. And in general, it's a very smart note. This can also be brought to a larger context in terms of if it is your doctor, if it is a teacher, if it is a mentor whose energy is off, would you continually go back to be supported by them? Most likely not, right? I'll give one quick story of this. So after high school, I was granted a full scholarship. I worked extremely hard in high school. I studied nonstop, and I was very grateful to have this full ride. However, it was contingent that I maintain a certain grade point average. So after high school, into my first year of university, I was dealing a lot with my sexuality and coming out to myself, especially growing up in a very Eastern European Catholic upbringing, a very conservative province in Canada. This is back in 2009, 2010, mind you, so it was a different time. And one of my classes in university was a full year calculus class. And for me, in my mind, it was an easy 90 because I had a great calculus teacher in high school. But during the second semester, there was a teacher that was literally all over the place. It was wild. I feel like I wasn't retaining anything. And there were still things that were brand new that I had to learn that I just couldn't understand. And one of my friends from high school, who is a Taurus, who's beautiful, and I love her, she was in my class, but then she wasn't showing up anymore. And I was like, hey girl, like, do you want me to scan my notes? Like, are you okay? She's like, no, I'm just going to this other section. Another teacher who's teaching the exact same material on the exact same timeline. And in that class, to put into context, everyone who took that first year calculus class wrote the midterms and the final at the exact same time. So it really didn't matter which section you went to, so long as you understood the material and you were able to do well on the exams. So instead of going to my teacher in that second semester who I was not understanding, I just joined my Taurus friend who I loved, and I got to go see her teacher that she found, and it was amazing. One, I was with someone that I loved, my Taurus friend. Second of all, this new teacher was so much better at explaining things. She was great at answering the questions from the students, and I just enjoyed being in that class better. And thankfully, I scored very well in that math class, which helped me maintain my scholarship. So I'm saying this to you because I've been in that situation where maybe you feel obligated because you've paid a certain amount or because it's worked in the past. But all of you watching this, it's likely that you're consistently doing the work. You stayed until the very end of this video to watch me explain this one question. Why would you give your time and energy and resources and love to someone or something that isn't aligned? That's a question that I would ask yourself if you feel obligated to stay. And that's not saying that the relationship with whomever or whatever it is cannot grow and evolve, but you have to be an active participant in that evolution. Or there might be other astrologers, teachers, mentors, gurus that are more resonant for you at this time. So I trust that that answer resonates. If you need any follow-up, let me know in the comments, okay? So thank you all for watching. Have a beautiful week ahead, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.